Alrighty, guys, let's get people in here real quick. If you guys are here for the live stream, alright. You guys are watching, this after the stream, of course. You guys can just skip forward a couple seconds. But yeah, let's get this going. Let's get this going. Alright, wait. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's make sure the audio is all good. Yep. You guys should be able to hear me. Yeah. There we go. Alright, there's your little test. Alright. Yo, what up, everybody? It is your boy, Fitzmon TV here, a.k.a. G-Lauren33. I want to welcome you guys back to the Legit Shoot podcast here with your Monday Night Raw review and results for February 3rd. I almost said 2nd, but February 3rd, 2020. I want to thank you guys for joining me right here on the podcast here tonight. As always, man, we got a lot to talk about, If you guys have been noticing, I haven't been doing my SmackDown reviews as often. Usually I'm pretty consistent with them, but SmackDown has been so utterly garbage as of late. My motivation to do the SmackDown reviews are really just not there. And especially, with Sasha Banks not, being in action currently because it looks like she's dealing with another injury. We really don't even know the full story there. I just really haven't been feeling like doing SmackDown reviews. But on the other hand, with Raw, I'm not saying Raw has been a great show or anything like that, but Raw has at least been okay or decent most weeks to a point where we actually have something to talk about. With SmackDown, there's literally nothing to talk about. The best thing going on SmackDown is the Otis and Mandy Rose storyline, which probably has almost nothing to do with WWE's plans going into WrestleMania. So you guys can see where things are on that front. But, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm not using my Yeti. I'm using my Snowball. So, hopefully you guys can hear. Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me well enough. All right? But, still, I feel like there's way more to talk about when it comes to Monday Night Raw than there is with the talk about SmackDown. SmackDown just hasn't been good as of late. All right? But Raw was not a bad show tonight. We actually got a lot of development. We have WWE Super Showdown, WWE's first show, and you guys know how much I absolutely hate these Saudi Arabia shows. But we actually have an idea of where WWE is going as we're on this road to WrestleMania. The next show is Saudi Arabia, which is 3 weeks from Thursday. I will be covering that as always. Won't do a live stream or anything like that, but I will definitely do a review for that show. And then after that, like 2 weeks afterwards, I believe we have the Elimination Chamber. And then, about 3-4 weeks after that is the big show, WrestleMania. And now we actually have an idea of where WrestleMania is headed. As bad as Monday Night Raw is on most weeks, as bad as it is, we have an idea of the WrestleMania card. And, WWE has not done a good job booking its pay-per-views or its shows at all in the past. We know this. But the thing about it is, when it comes to, the cards itself, the pay-per-view cards are actually decent. And the pay-per-views have not been that bad for WWE over the past year. And WrestleMania, so far, we can take a pretty good guess of where the card's going. And, right now, it's looking pretty stacked, to be honest with you guys. We have Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, as long as Lesnar retains that Super Showdown against Ricochet, which he will, which we'll talk about. I have no idea why the hell they would give us Ricochet versus Brock Lesnar. There's nobody except for the, 7-year-old kids at home that, are trying to stay up past their bedtime to watch Raw that, have the Ricochet posters on their walls. Those are the only people in the world that believe that Ricochet has any chance in hell against Brock Lesnar. All right. But yes, we have Lesnar versus McIntyre. We have most likely, based on reports, it looks like we're getting Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler still, even though Shayna didn't win the Rumble, and I still hate that. It looks like we're getting Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. That's all but confirmed. Rhea Ripley confronted Charlotte Flair and actually challenged Charlotte Flair tonight on Raw. And then it's been confirmed that Charlotte will be appearing on NXT Live this Wednesday to give an answer to Rhea Ripley. So that's to set up their feud going into WrestleMania. It was also confirmed. It's most likely that right now, as long as she's healthy, Sasha Banks will be going up against Bayley at WrestleMania. The match we've been waiting for like 2 years now at WrestleMania. We're finally going to have that. Plus we have Randy Orton versus Edge. And, potentially John Cena, if he comes back. I think he will. I don't know who he's going to go up against, but there's definitely a lot of opponents. And, the rest of the card will fill itself. I'm not excited about Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt because we all know that's the match we're going to get. But either way, the WrestleMania card actually is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, and I'm actually getting more and more excited for WrestleMania. I'm not excited for the build for WrestleMania because these shows have been awful, but, as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania, I am getting a little more excited just for the matches we get, all right? Junior, we're not talking about the Super Bowl, all right? No. Congrats to the Chiefs. This is not the Super Bowl review. This is Monday Night Raw. I'm trying to stay on topic today. But anyway, back to the important stuff. We have a lot going on with WWE, with their storytelling, and it was also confirmed tonight that Goldberg will be appearing on SmackDown this week. We all know why. All right, he's coming back for another paycheck. He's coming back to face somebody at Super Showdown. Who will Goldberg face at Super Showdown? I don't know. First of all, we know that Goldberg's appearing on SmackDown because the SmackDown ratings have been awful because SmackDown itself has been awful. It's been legit awful. There's nothing else you could say. But the fact that Monday Night Raw is putting on better programming than SmackDown, and WWE is paying, or Fox is paying WWE $1 billion for this TV deal makes absolutely zero sense in my eyes. I thought it would be flipped. But, I thought SmackDown would be putting on okay to decent shows, and Raw would be awful. Raw most weeks actually has a direction. And even though Raw isn't, that great, it's at least okay, and I can at least make sense of some of the things they're actually doing on their show. SmackDown every single week, it's just awful. All right? They're continuing this Roman Reigns, Baron Corbin crap that no one cares about. And it's just ridiculous. How many weeks in a row have we got Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross going up against Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose? They've been facing each other for 2 months in a row. Ever since Bliss returned, I believe at the end of November or early December, whenever she returned. Who cares? Alexa and Nikki have gone up against Mandy and Sonya every single week. It's absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense at all. At least Raw, they have a direction. SmackDown, they give you the same matches every single week. It's like they come in on Friday having no idea what they want to do, and they're just like, oh, let's do Sonya and Mandy against Alexa and Nikki again. Oh, let's do Strowman versus Shinsuke again. Oh, let's have Roman and the Usos, since they're the bloodline, since they're a faction, let's have them go up against Corbin, Rude, and Ziggler again. It's garbage. Plus, Sasha Banks is on the show because, we don't know what's going on. SmackDown's absolute garbage. Either way, I need to stop because I'm focusing way too much on SmackDown. This is not a SmackDown review. This is a Monday Night Raw review. And Raw was actually decent tonight. I'm not going to lie. Some of their decisions doesn't really make sense to me. But there's actually, a good amount for us to talk about. So we're going to get through the show. As always, guys, make sure to follow me on social media. I live tweet during the show most weeks. So if you guys want to talk to me about wrestling outside of the podcast, that is the best way to talk. But there was a lot that happened here. We had Randy Orton and Edge. Randy Orton kind of explained what was going on, why he did what he did to Edge. We also had a triple threat match to determine who legend would defend the WWE Championship against at Super Showdown. We also had Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott finally returned. I'm kind of surprised Ruby Riott returned to Monday Night Raw, but the way she returned actually made sense, even though it wasn't anything special. But the thing about it is, I actually like that Ruby Riott's back because, the women's division needs all the help it can get. It does scare me, though, that, with Ruby Riott being put on Raw, that probably means whenever Nia Jax's fat ass comes back, whenever she comes back, she will probably be on SmackDown, which absolutely scares the living crap out of me. Alright, hopefully everything's back. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, it's my OBS is always messing me. I can't wait to get a new computer. Once we get a new computer, we won't have any more of these problems, with these lag problems. But anyway, yes, let's go through Monday Night Raw tonight. There was actually a lot that happened on the show. Now that I look at it, there was not a lot of segments, but there was a lot that happened during these segments. Which I'm not gonna lie, WWE did a decent job with the show tonight. I wish SmackDown could take a hint, you know. But yes, let's get into it. So starting off the show tonight, we have Randy Orton. He's been basically the biggest thing going on with the main roster right now, because Randy Orton, last week we thought we were getting a rated RKO reunion. Well, we didn't get anything close to a rated RKO reunion. We had Randy Orton pulling a huge attack on Edge, which shocked me, shocked everybody else. If you guys saw at the beginning of last week's review, I actually did a reaction to Randy Orton's attack because I was watching live right before we started the review on the podcast. So if you guys want to go check that out, go check out my reaction to Randy Orton's attack on Edge. But everybody's been asking the question, why Randy? Why Randy Orton did you do what you did to Edge? All right, Junior, for the last time, man. Yes, I did watch the Jake Paul fight. KSI will destroy Jake Paul. All right, stay on topic, Junior. Stay on topic. All right, we're talking WWE. This is not a sports pot. This is not like Sports Center. Anyway, why Randy? Why? The question has. Everyone's been asking the same question about Randy Orton after what he did to Edge last week. And, we thought we were going to get answers. We did. We thought we were going to get answers from Randy. Well, Randy did come out. He made a very slow walk to the ring. And I love this Randy Orton. All right? I love this Randy Orton. He walked down to the ring so slow, so methodically. It's like classic Randy. This is like 2009 Randy Orton, man. He looked like he was in distraught, like he didn't know what to say, because he legit had no words. He took forever to get into the ring. He had like an Undertaker entrance. Took like 2-3 minutes just to get into the ring. He got into the ring. He walked around the ring. He walked like every single turnbuckle. All right. He was looking at the fans. The fans were booing the hell out of him. They were saying, "Boo! You suck! You suck! You suck!" All this other stuff. Randy tries to, grab a microphone, but it looked like he legit couldn't get the words out of his mouth. He had no idea what he wanted to say because he still couldn't process the words. And this is the best type of Randy Orton. He's making you believe that he actually doesn't know what he wants to say. That's how good Randy Orton is at playing his character, man. I absolutely loved every second of this. And I knew they weren't going to have Randy Orton explain his actions tonight. Because why would you? We still have 2 months till WrestleMania. Edge isn't going to be showing up anytime soon. I don't think we're going to see Edge probably until after Super Showdown. Maybe not even until after Elimination Chamber. We have 8 long weeks till WrestleMania. All right? They're not going to waste time. They're going to let this feud, they're going to let this story be told as slow as possible, which it should be told. Why would you have Randy Orton explain his actions tonight? They're probably going to tease us. I won't be surprised if next week we have Randy Orton do a backstage interview and he still can't get the words out. They're going to try to drag this on as long as possible, and I have no problem with that. Because why would you give all your story right now? All right? Make us believe, that Randy is in complete distraught. He doesn't understand the actions of what he did. He's a viper. He's mentally distraught. He took out one of his closest friends, or who we thought was one of his closest friends, and it's like he doesn't know why. It's like he just snapped. You know what I mean? So I love the way they're doing this. I do want to say one thing, all right? I know that Raw was in Salt Lake City tonight in Utah, and I know they had a huge blizzard earlier today and yesterday. So even though the arena was still almost sold out. So the fact that all those people were able to make it out to the arena in Salt Lake for tonight's show, I got to give them credit. All right, I got to give them props. Hopefully everyone over there watching the show gets home safely. But the Salt Lake crowd was not kind to Randy Orton. They kept booing the hell out of him. Randy took the mic and he said, "I guess I owe you guys an explanation." And then he tried to get the words out for minutes, for about 5 minutes, and he just couldn't get the words out at all. And then eventually at the end he just said, "I can't do this." Throws the mic down, slowly exits the ring. He exited the ring probably slower than he entered the ring. All right, I love the story that they're telling here. Like I said, WWE's not gonna give you all the eggs on one night. They're gonna make you wait. WWE always does this. This is their formula. Whenever they have like a big sneak attack or a heel turn or something like this, they don't give it to you right away. They're going to make you wait. If you guys want to know why Randy did what he did, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. I don't know when they're gonna do it. I would not be surprised if they wait till after Super Showdown, or maybe not until Elimination Chamber. I will not be surprised if we don't see Randy Orton for a couple weeks. Just because, if Edge is not gonna be there, at least not for now, right? I don't expect Edge to be there till probably after the Super Showdown or after Elimination Chamber to really start booking this feud, because we have 2 long months. If they try to, book all their eggs in the basket now, they're going to have nothing to tell once we get close to WrestleMania. And there's no need to rush it. Let the story tell itself, build the tension, and let us get something that we can all get excited for WrestleMania. Randy Orton versus Edge at Mania would be damn good if they tell the right story. All right? And I know Edge and Randy Orton, 2 of the best in the business. They want to tell the best story possible with this feud. And this was a really good way to start the show. So I will definitely give WWE credit. It was the most important thing coming out of last week's show. The thing that ended the last week's show that everyone was talking about all week. And they started the show with it tonight. Good start from Raw. All right. Next up, we have Lana versus Liv Morgan. At first sight, this was not exciting at all. Not excited at all. We saw this match last week, and Liv Morgan won. We would think, this is the end between the Liv Morgan and Lana feud. There's nothing else to tell here. Move on. Why the hell would WWE give us this match again? All right, because they have nothing else to tell. Well, no. They actually had a purpose with this match, so I'll give WWE credit where credit is due. The way they executed it was not smart. All right? The way they executed it was not smart. That's my problem with this. So we had Lana versus Liv Morgan. What up, Charlotte the Goat? Is my voice really deeper? I don't really notice my voice. When I was really young. I had probably one of the highest pitched voices around. Like my voice was like, hey guys, this is Fitzmonk TV here, aka G133. That's how high my voice was back in the day. If I have a low voice, great. I always wanted to have like a low tone voice. But I'm not sure. But thank you. I really appreciate the comment, Charlotte the Goat. We're going to be talking about Charlotte in a little bit. That doesn't bother me. A little off topic here and there. Just don't be like Junior, who's always trying to go off topic. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So Lana versus Liv Morgan. So basically, Lana tried to fake an injury to get advantage in this fight, but still Liv Morgan, better wrestler, better skills, all that. She took the advantage on Liv Morgan. On Lana, and Liv Morgan for the second straight week gets a victory over Lana. All right, I'm thinking, what the hell? What was the point of this? This was just to fill time. Like, this is something, you give us this match on WWE Superstars, a show that nobody watches. Like, why the hell am I watching this? Well, it made sense. Ruby Riott makes her return. Yes, Ruby Riott is finally back. If you guys have been watching this podcast over the years, I believe Ruby Riott is one of the best on the entire WWE Women's roster. All right? She's one of the best in the women's division. Just watch some of her NXT matches. She has not been utilized the way she should be. And now she's back. She was out for nearly a year. Was she even in WrestleMania last year? I don't know. But she's back now. She was gone for over a year, or she was gone closer. I don't remember, but she was gone for a very long time, and now she's back. It's good to see her. Now she has, I think, green hair. I think she had blue hair before she left. Now it's like green. She was getting a chance of, Welcome Ruby, something. She was getting some chants from the crowd, or Hello Ruby, something like that. But Ruby Riott came back. She looked like she was gonna, reform the Riott Squad. And if they had done that tonight, I would have complained. But the thing about it is, not in the way that I would have thought. you could potentially, form a tag team between Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. I would not mind that. As long as you don't bring us back, Sarah Logan. Because I know Sarah Logan, she's over there in catering on Monday Night Raw right now. And I know WWE would easily bring back the Riott Squad, which was one of the worst factions of the last decade. All right? I still can't get the bad memories out of my head as every week we had to get Sasha and Bayley teaming up with either Natalya or Ember Moon or Mickie James or somebody of that nature to go up against the Riott Squad. It was legit garbage. All right? I can't. I hated that so much. So much, but if you did a tag team between Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, I wouldn't mind that. Asuka and Kairi Sane, they legit have no opponents for the SmackDown or for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The Tag Team Championships are just as worthless as the 24/7 Championship on this show. All right, let's be serious here for a sec. So, if you had a tag team between Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, honestly, I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't. You need tag teams, right? You want to make the women's division important? Make the tag team titles important again. They've been absolutely irrelevant. It's been 2 months since TLC, and Asuka and Kairi Sane have not defended those titles. Yeah, you're making those titles look real important in WWE. It's been about a year since the Elimination Chamber when Sasha and Bayley first won those titles, and those championships are still just as useless as they were before. But yes, Ruby Riott made her return. Her and Liv Morgan are not forming no tag team. It looks like these two are actually set for a feud. Ruby Riott attacked Liv Morgan, hit her with a clothesline from behind. Then, she left the ring. She was very happy at her work, and then Lana hit Liv Morgan with, I think, a face buster or a DDT, I don't remember, but she hit her with her finisher, and that was it. So it seems like Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott are at least going to be feuding. I hope Lana's not going to get involved, but knowing WWE, they will have Lana involved. Garbage, of course, but not going to lie, I can get behind a Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott feud. I think it's a good feud for Ruby Riott. I think it's a good feud for Liv Morgan. Ruby Riott, she's just coming back. You're not going to throw her into the championship scene. I would not mind a Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott feud. Becky Lynch, as I say almost every single week on this podcast, her championship reign, she's been champion now for 10 months, nearly a year now, and her reign has been absolute garbage. Very disappointing. Outside of her matches with Sasha and Asuka, her championship reign has been disappointing. Very disappointing. And it's just now in the last month and a half, they're finally, she's picking up steam, but still, it's like too little, too late to me. I know Ruby Riott was injured, and I would not mind a Becky Lynch Ruby Riott feud. Like I said, Ruby Riott is so underrated because of the way she's been booked on the WWE roster. And, you never know. Maybe one day I will do a sports podcast show at the go. Anyway, she's been so underutilized. So underutilized. People forget how good in the ring she actually is. I love Ruby Riott, man. And, if you want to make Becky Lynch's title reign look important, definitely having her feud with Ruby Riott and them having some great matches would definitely be something for us to be excited about. Anyway, back to the show. I just feel like the execution. Who's texting me right now? I feel like the execution of this feud has just not been good. Not been good. We know Lana and Liv Morgan has been trash. I'm hoping Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan can at least be decent. Will it be decent? We'll have to see, because I don't trust WWE. You guys know I don't trust WWE at all. But, we'll have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes here. These people need to stop texting me when I'm recording. Anyway, Ruby Riott. So we'll see what happens to Ruby Riott. We'll see. I want to give it a chance. It's just that I don't trust WWE. The thing is, you want to build Liv Morgan up as a babyface? Here's your opportunity. But the thing is, you gotta do it in a way that makes Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott look good going forward, because they both looked like jobbers in the past. Ruby Riott is too good to be a jobber, and you need more legit female superstars on the show. It can't just be Sasha, Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, Asuka, Alexa, whatever. You need more superstars, legit superstars. All right, if you want the women's division to be important, you need more superstars, and it's just that simple, just that simple. But I'll give it a chance. Liv Morgan, like I said, I think she could be a major babyface star in the women's division, and this could help her get where she needs to be. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll see what happens going forward. So Drew McIntyre versus Mojo Rawley with Richard Moss. Who cares about Mojo Rawley's 24/7 champion? Stop texting me when I'm recording. Jeez. Anyway, Drew McIntyre. He was attacked by Brock Lesnar this week. Expect this every week with Drew McIntyre. Expect this every week with Brock Lesnar. The reason why I say this is because let's be serious here. Let's be serious here for a sec. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do with Drew McIntyre until after Elimination Chamber? They're not gonna start the major feud with Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre until after the Elimination Chamber is done, since that's WWE's last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Because right now we have Ricochet versus Lesnar set for Super Showdown. That's going to be the focus for now. McIntyre has nothing to do till WrestleMania, since his WrestleMania match is already set in stone. So now, this way, and I hate this because WWE does this every year, with the Royal Rumble winner. They legit have nothing to do because they can't start their WrestleMania feud until the last pay-per-view before Mania. So now, each and every week, we have to deal with Drew McIntyre. As much as I love him, he's going up against jobbers, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. Find somebody for Drew McIntyre to feud with in the meantime until we get, to the Elimination Chamber. All right? You can, if you want, you can have him get involved with Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, going up against Seth Rollins and AOP. Why not have him do that? You can have him lend his aid to Kevin Owens and the rest of them. That's something right there, right? I would love to see, Drew McIntyre versus Buddy Murphy. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins again, right? I don't know why. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. Like, I know AJ Styles is injured, but I'm just saying in general. There are stuff for Drew. There is people that Drew McIntyre can feud with before he gets to Brock Lesnar. We don't have to have him sitting around facing jobbers each and every single week. Like, come on. It's common sense. Either way, like, he talked about how no matter what, even though Brock Lesnar got a cheap shot in on him next week, it's not going to change, the fact that at WrestleMania, no matter who he faces, he's going to become WWE champion. Simple as that. He beats Mojo Rawley in 3 seconds. Legit. The bell rang, and he just Claymored his head off. Simple as that. Yeah, great job, Mojo Rawley. You're so important on WWE television. Next up, we had Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders versus Buddy Murphy and the AOP. If you guys remember here, Samoa Joe's not involved because Samoa Joe right now, he's dealing with a legit injury. When he was taken out of that Raw Tag Team title match last week, he was legitimately hurt. We don't have all the details yet on his injury. If we do, I'll make sure to cover them right here on the podcast. But right now, we don't know what's going on with Samoa Joe, really. There's some people believe it's a concussion. Either way, no matter what, I'd rather have Samoa Joe get healthy because you're going to need him on the road to WrestleMania. So before the match, Buddy Murphy and AOP, they had a backstage interview with Charlie Caruso. Buddy Murphy said that they are on the right side of history since, they're in line with Seth Rollins. And then during the match, I loved how they do this because, they're making it look like Kevin Owens each and every single week, no matter who he's partnering with, no matter if it's the Big Show or Joe or the Viking Raiders, it always ends up being him on his own going up against Rollins and AOP. So during the match, the referee was distracted. So Seth Rollins hits a stomp on Eric. which sets up the first elimination. Then Ivar injured himself when he tried to do a crossbody on one of the members of AOP and ran right into the LED board at ringside, which actually looked like it hurt. You know, he slammed his shoulder right in there. So basically, he had to forfeit the match as WWE officials took him backstage. This left Kevin Owens to fight on his own. And you guys know I love Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens took out Buddy Murphy with a pop-up powerbomb. Then he landed a stunner on Akam to eliminate him. So all he had left to go up against was RHEA. But due to distractions from Seth Rollins at ringside, RHEA hit KO with 2 spine busters, which got him the victory. And I love this because it makes sense. Kevin Owens, every week he gets a little bit closer to beating AOP. Because at the end of the day, yes, Joe is involved, or Big Show, or the Raiders. I would not be surprised if they have John Cena. If it ends up at WrestleMania being John Cena, Joe, and Kevin Owens going up against AOP and Rollins, I will not be surprised. You know, eventually Kevin Owens is gonna get his big moment. He's gonna beat Rollins and AOP. It's gonna happen. He's getting closer and closer every single week. So eventually, no matter if it's at Mania or Super Showdown or Elimination Chamber, whenever, it's going to be a big moment because Kevin Owens can probably finally say, I've taken y'all down. I love KO, man. And hopefully, you know, I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at some point. You know. Next up, we had Aleister Black versus Eric Young. I legit forgot that Eric Young was signed with this damn company. I really forgot that. You know, he was out there clean shaven. You know, he looked like a baby face. He looked like a little baby out there. Like, I legit didn't recognize him. I did not recognize him at all. Alright, but still, Eric Young actually gave Aleister Black a little bit of a fight. You know, most weeks Aleister Black hits, you know, people with a the Black Mass out of nowhere and the match is over. But, you know, this was actually a little bit of a fight. You know, I can appreciate it a little bit, but it's Eric Young. The guy is a jobber on WWE TV. No chance here that he was going to beat Aleister Black. Aleister Black hit Eric Young with the Black Mass. 1, 2, 3. That was that. After the match, Aleister Black. All right, good night, y'all. Thank you guys for coming to the stream, Charlotte and Junior. See you guys whenever. Anyway. Afterwards, he took a mic and made a promise that he was after everyone in the locker room. So pretty similar to the promo we gave last week. I'm telling you, if it's not Aleister Black, it's going to be John Cena. One of these two is going to go up, be the person that helps Kevin Owens, and if Joe is there, be the ones to eventually get over the AOP and Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. All right. One thing I saw on Twitter today, Aleister Black versus AJ Styles. I would love to see that match at WrestleMania. Love that. Be an undercard match, a match early on in the show. Let those two go out for like 10, 15 minutes. That would be an absolutely beautiful match. If you thought Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy was great, imagine Aleister Black and AJ Styles. That would be absolutely fantastic. I hope we get that match. Next up, we had Rey Mysterio versus Angel Garza. If you guys don't know who Angel Garza he's from NXT. Zelina Vega was his manager for this match. I'll say one thing. Zelina Vega is absolutely beautiful. She is beautiful. You guys know I'm a big Zelina Vega fan, but she is stunning. Aleister Black is one lucky man. Like, oh my god. I wonder how. I hope there's like a story that Aleister Black tells us one day. How in the world did Aleister Black get Zelina Vega? She is a dime. Like, oh my gosh. Plus, she's good at striking. I wish we could see Zelina wrestle a little bit more because she actually has some moves. She's not bad in the ring. But if you guys remember, Humberto Carrillo, he took out Andrade, getting payback on him last week. And, you know, it's been confirmed Andrade's been suspended for 1 month because of he violated the WWE wellness policy. So this was the first week of his 1 month suspension. The thing that doesn't make sense to me once again is he got suspended in the United States Championship. He took that with him, which makes no sense. WWE had two opportunities to take the title from Andrade, and they chose not to do that. I don't know why. Like I said, they should have done like a United States Championship tournament. You know, make that title look important. Because when the weeks that Brock Lesnar's not there, the United States Championship should be the main focus on Raw. So, but still, I guess they're not going to strip him of the title. I don't know why. WWE's not smart, of course. But Humberto came out, and he was ready to compete, but Angel Garza came out. And, you know, Garza talked a lot of smack. Garza's not good on the mic. I can tell, you know, he has a lot of spins. I don't blame him for any of that, you know. But you could tell he's not that good on the mic. But, you know, Garza laid out Andrade. Not Andrade. He laid out Humberto with Zelina Vega by his side. And when it looked like he was about to do the same thing Andrade did to Humberto, and what Humberto did to Andrade last week by doing the DDT on the concrete, I don't know why WWE's addicted to doing that spot now all of a sudden. You know, right as he was about to do that to his cousin and lay out Humberto, Rey Mysterio comes out to make the save. And this was actually a good match. I love Rey Mysterio, man. He still got it. This was a good match. Garza was really impressive in this match. It was very fast-paced, hard-hitting. Rey Mysterio versus Garza. Basically, as Mysterio had Garza on the ropes, he went for the 619, but Zelina Vega interfered, making the save. Then Garza hit Mysterio with a DDT on the concrete, basically causing a disqualification. So that should definitely take Mysterio out of the picture now, right? If we're making sense per storyline, when Andrade did it to Humberto, Humberto was gone for almost a month. So now that Humberto did it to Andrade, because of Andrade's suspension, it should also mean that Andrade should be gone for a month. So now Mysterio should be gone for a month, if we're actually making sense, but, you know, based from WWE storylines. But, you know, I don't trust WWE. I know you guys don't as either. So we'll just have to wait and see. But, yeah. Next up, and maybe possibly the biggest thing from tonight's show, something we've all been predicting, talking about for the last couple weeks since Charlotte Flair unfortunately won the Women's Royal Rumble. You didn't have to have Charlotte. You did not need to have Charlotte win this match. Or you did not need to have Charlotte win the Women's Royal Rumble to set up this match. You didn't. Alright? Shayna Baszler should have won the Women's Royal Rumble. I am still not over that. Not over that at all. But still, anyway. Charlotte Flair comes out. Alright? And this was to set up Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. And I know there's a lot of people that believe this match shouldn't happen. This match should happen. Whatever. Alright? I don't really care. I don't. As long as it's not Charlotte versus Becky or Charlotte versus Bayley, I don't really care. It gets Rhea Ripley on the WrestleMania card, right? That's huge for NXT. NXT getting one of their championships defended on the WrestleMania card? Good for them. Good for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is going to be an absolute beast. I love Rhea Ripley. She's going to be a star on the main roster one day. You know, she's the face of the NXT women's division right now. And when she eventually gets to the main roster, probably, maybe like SummerSlam of next year, maybe. You know, I don't see her coming up right now. I think she's staying on NXT for most of this year. And this was actually Rhea Ripley's first time on Raw. But still, loved seeing Rhea Ripley tonight. But I'm not really against it. You know, potentially us getting Sasha versus Bayley, Becky versus Shayna, and Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. That's huge for WWE's women's division. 3 championship matches, 3 legit matches. It's not like, you know, when we had Alexa versus Nia, a match that no one gave a shit about a couple of years ago at WrestleMania. All 3 of these matches have match of the night potential. That's how good the women's division is looking for WrestleMania. Even though the women's division, when you look at it in depth, it needs a lot of work. But in terms of WrestleMania, those 3 matches being on the main show, absolutely awesome. Awesome. I hope Rhea Ripley wins because there's no need for Charlotte to win. But let's be honest, Charlotte probably will win the match. You know why she'll probably win the match? Because really, there's nothing for her to do on the main roster right now. She's beaten everybody, and that's WWE's fault because they spent the last 5 years having Charlotte bury everybody, win 10 championships, all this other nonsense, you know? And now WWE's struggling to find opponents for Charlotte each and every single week. Yes, Charlotte going back to NXT would be a boost for NXT's women's division. You know, it would help them in the battle against AEW with the ratings each and every week, because AEW's been spanking NXT in the ratings the last couple weeks, even though it doesn't really make sense because NXT puts on better programming than AEW, in my opinion. But still, you know, I don't really have a problem with Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. I don't want Charlotte to win, but it kind of makes sense because there's no one for Charlotte to face. There's really nobody for Charlotte to face. Plus, Rhea Ripley is legit. She is legit. All right? And Charlotte Flair explained that she had already done it all and has beaten all the champions. You know, same old song and dance, different verse. All right? Rhea Ripley came out. This was her first time on Raw. They actually played her music, and we all knew who she was. It's just that they didn't have her name, you know, appear in the Titantron because they wanted people that didn't know who she was to actually, you know, kind of mark out when her, you know, they saw her come out. You know, but Rhea Ripley basically said, she reminded the Queen that she, because remember a couple weeks ago, back in November, there was a triple threat between Sasha, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley. It's a triple threat match. And it was a good match, you know, and Rhea Ripley actually pinned Charlotte. She actually pinned Charlotte 1, 2, 3. So basically, this was kind of a reminder, you know, that, oh, just because, yes, you've beaten almost everybody on the main roster, you haven't beaten me. You know, and I would love to see Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. That would be a great match at WrestleMania. So basically, Rhea Ripley held her championship, and basically Rhea Ripley made the challenge. Charlotte didn't make the challenge. Rhea Ripley made the challenge. You know, and we know Rhea Ripley is going to be facing Bianca Belair at NXT TakeOver Portland in a couple weeks. I see Rhea Ripley successfully defending, and that will most likely send Bianca Belair to the main roster after WrestleMania when we have the next Superstar Shakeup or draft, whatever they plan to call it. But I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. They did confirm that we will be having Charlotte on NXT this Wednesday to choose to either, you know, accept the challenge or not. Charlotte's gonna accept the challenge. We don't want to see Charlotte versus Becky. We don't want to see Charlotte versus Bayley. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley is happening. I pray actually that Rhea wins. Rhea Ripley better win, but we'll just have to wait and see when, you know, for Wednesday. All right. Good to see Rhea Ripley. It makes sense, even though Charlotte should have never won the Royal Rumble. You could have got us Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley without Charlotte winning the Rumble. You could have legit just had Rhea Ripley challenge Charlotte herself, or have Charlotte go to NXT herself and challenge Rhea Ripley. I would not have any problem with that. Anyway, Asuka with Kairi Sane versus Natalya. You guys know I don't give a damn about Natalya. She sucks. Simple as that. Terrible. Garbage. But still, Asuka beats Natalya, and I guess it was a competitive match. I don't really care. All right, they did. It wasn't a bad match, I guess, but like I said, I don't care about Natalya. The big thing about this is Becky Lynch afterwards. Asuka makes the challenge for a rematch with Asuka. All right, no. I mean, sorry, confused myself. Asuka made a challenge to Becky Lynch. She wants a rematch for the Raw Women's Championship. And, you know, as much as I don't really mind it, I hate it because Asuka's just going to end up losing again. You know, Becky Lynch said it. Why would I, you know, accept another challenge from you this close to WrestleMania? Because I'm that damn confident. Becky Lynch, she has her confidence again after defeating Asuka. So this is going to end up with just Asuka losing to Becky Lynch again, and I hate that. I love Asuka. She should not be losing. But, you know, there's nobody else for Becky to face, just like Charlotte. You know, it's too early for us to have Becky versus Liv Morgan or Becky versus, you know, Ruby Riott. And plus, I see Becky losing the Raw Women's title to Ruby Riott. Or not Ruby Riott. I see Becky losing her title to Shayna Baszler anyway at WrestleMania. So, it's whatever in that regard. You know, could we see this match? Probably, I would guess the Elimination Chamber, but the Chamber is still a month away. You know, how are you going to build another match between these two? There's really nothing else you can tell in terms of story with Becky and Asuka. But we'll just have to wait and see. You know, I'm not that excited. The match will be great, of course, but I'm not really excited to see these two go at it again because we've already seen it so many times. TLC, you know, 2018, TLC 2019, The Royal Rumble 2018, Royal Rumble 2020. Like, we've already seen them go up against each other 4 times. They've done basically everything they could do against each other. Yes, it'll probably be a good match. Will it be better than their past matches? Probably not, because we've seen this match so many times by now. You know, I just don't want to see Asuka lose again. You know, but there's nothing else for Becky. Or why don't you give us Becky versus Kairi Sane? Kairi Sane's completely healthy, right? I wouldn't mind that. Even though Becky, has faced Kairi Sane on multiple occasions. If it's something that keep Becky busy before we get to Shayna, why not? Why not? Give us Becky versus Kairi Sane. You know what I mean? I would not mind it. But, Becky versus Asuka, I don't know when the match is going to happen. I would guess the Elimination Chamber, but we'll just have to wait and see how this is all set up in the coming weeks. Finally, I don't really have much to say on this final thing, but triple threat match, number 1 contenders match for Brock Lesnar's WWE Championship at Super Showdown. Lesnar's going to be defending the title at Super Showdown. Not surprised. It's an easy paycheck for Lesnar. Plus, Lesnar has a private jet. He could get in and get out at will. So, even though I hate these damn Saudi Arabia shows, but it's honestly whatever. Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet. Here's my problem. What the hell has Ricochet done to earn a chance at the WWE Championship? Or Bobby Lashley? Nothing. I would have much rather had someone like Kevin Owens, or Samoa Joe, or Aleister Black. Ricochet and Lashley have done absolutely nothing. This felt so random, because it was announced out of nowhere. They've done nothing to earn a WWE Championship opportunity. And the only person that kind of makes sense is Seth Rollins, because he's defeated Lesnar 3 times for WWE Championships. Remember, he won the WWE Championship from Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. He won the WWE Championship again from Brock Lesnar, or the Universal title from Lesnar twice last year at WrestleMania and SummerSlam. So, it's not that I disagree with Rollins being in there, but we all knew Rollins was going to win because nobody wants to see Rollins versus Lesnar again. That story's already been told. Even though it makes sense for Rollins to be in this match, we knew Rollins was not going to win. All right, Bobby Lashley, even though he's done nothing to be in this position, I was kind of hoping for Lashley to win this match because the match we've been wanting to see since Lashley came back almost 2 years ago was Lashley versus Lesnar. And we thought we were going to get that match a couple years ago. And still, here we are 2 years later, and Lashley still hasn't got his match with Lesnar, which is still pretty funny. Which leads us to Ricochet. I have nothing to say about the match. The match wasn't bad. I really just cared about the ending and who was going to win. Ricochet won. Ricochet won with the 631 splash on the Almighty. You knew they were going to have Ricochet pin Rollins clean. So you knew Lashley was going to be the guy. And congrats for Ricochet. But still, everyone and their moms knows that Ricochet has zero chance in hell. Zero chance in hell against Lesnar. I don't know how you're going to make us believe Ricochet has a chance. It was just a couple weeks ago when Lesnar made Ricochet his bitch on WWE. And then Ricochet got a little bit of revenge at the Rumble, when he low blowed Lesnar. And then McIntyre hit the Claymore to kick Lesnar out of the match. But still, nobody believes that Ricochet has a chance against Lesnar. Nobody. Alright? Come on. We all know we're going to get Lesnar versus McIntyre at WrestleMania. Ricochet has zero chance. I know Ricochet's going to give it his all, but still. And the thing about it is, Lesnar was actually there tonight. Lesnar was not advertised for the show tonight, but he was there tonight. Lesnar ran out to the ring afterwards and hit Ricochet with a huge F5. Man, I was just like, yeah, how the hell are you going to make us believe that Ricochet has any chance in hell against Lesnar? He has no chance. Alright? It's going to be interesting to see how they try to make you believe that he does. Because in all honesty, he has no chance. He's going to get his ass kicked. He's going to get his ass kicked. And it's just that simple. Alright? But either way, man, that's about it. That's about it for this Raw review. Man, this last hour, flew by pretty damn fast. But honestly, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining me for the review right here on the Legit Shoot podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the show as always, man. Monday Night Raw, at least we're getting some sort of direction of where they're going with their WrestleMania plans. With SmackDown's is complete and utter filth. At least Raw is making some sense. Lesnar versus McIntyre, Edge versus Randy Orton, Becky Lynch versus Shayna, which should be coming soon, and then Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. So at least WWE has some sort of direction with Raw. SmackDown, on the other hand, is just complete garbage. All right, but either way, we'll just have to see what happens. All right. Other than that, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining me on the review tonight. I'm gonna get out of here. As always, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys enjoyed this video, enable notifications by clicking the bell right next to my name, Fitzwong TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for the love and support. Follow me down on social media. The links are in the description down below. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll probably be back on. I might do an NXT review this Wednesday. We'll see, but I might do an NXT review. I will definitely. Well, if SmackDown is any good, I will do a SmackDown review on Friday. If Sasha Banks is on the show, I'll definitely do a review. But other than that, guys, this is all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for all the love and support. I'll see you guys later. Peace.